So in India, if you look everywhere, people are concerned about marks. Do you think marks are really important?
Okay, thank you very much. Very unexpected beginning.
Student doesn't score well, we can change the institute or we can change the methodology.
Just only changing the institute, it's like grab another pen, but you don't know nothing about what is inside there.
Everywhere parents turn. It's all about marks. The talk is about marks. Is this your son's score? Is this your daughter's score? They do compare marks. Even if you ask, why do you change institution? Because of marks. They said there are no marks, so they are changing institution. So marks really does important? Is marks really needed? Let's see. Even children are putting efforts, but there is no marks. It's not about effort. It's about method of learning. Today, we will hear from someone who says learning starts from questioning. So the question-based learning is really works? Will it impact us? Let's see. I'm honored to introduce Andrejs Zaichenko, who has been a pioneer in a teaching field for almost 12 plus years of experience. He has been lighting up the lives of thousands of students across Europe, and now he's here with us, who is CLO, Chief Learning Officer at Pumpa. Welcome, Andrejs. This is our tradition while welcoming our guest.
Vanakkam, namaste everyone. Thank you very much for this very warm welcoming. This is very lovely tradition. Thank you very much.
I'm really happy to be a part of this interview. Before we start, I want to let you know the concern of Indian parents. So in India, if you look everywhere, people are concerned about marks. Do you know the power of marks, what Indian mindset have? If the students doesn't score well, they'll change institute. Do you think marks are really important?
Okay, thank you very much. Very unexpected beginning. But at the same time, in education system, marks is the universal unit. You can measure students' performance, student result in the learning process. So it is common, it is clear for everyone. This is why it's still running, and it's running almost worldwide.
Interesting.
So it's okay, it's common for everyone, even for me.
I agree with your insights. Do you think that really necessary? If a student doesn't score well, we can change the institute or we can change the methodology?
Yeah.
What works?
That's good. You are thinking in the right direction. Just only changing the institute, it's like grab another pen, but you don't know nothing about what is inside there. Here, the methodology of the learning process is very important. Before you change, it's better to make a short research. Do you change just name or you change what is inside there? So my experience, we also went through this hard way in preparing teachers and learning process, even me being a teacher some years ago. So starting with the very simple way of memorizing and another approach in our methodology, we call it question-based learning. The things are happening a little bit different.
All right. So before I proceed, so what's your guidance to parents in change of these institutes or the methodology?
Okay. If I would be parent, definitely start to ask questions as well about how the learning process is happening, what is the real methods, how students will be curious about the new knowledge, how to use it, and how to get them to the higher results in exams.
You really think if institutes is changed, that impacts the grades or marks of students?
It depends, of course. Thinking about institute, of course, in the school, the teacher might go through the only memorizing process, so bringing the basic knowledge through the information, and students have to remember it without any understanding how to use it in the future, how to ask correct question, how to understand question, and if something will go on the board exam not for the learned or memorized scenario, student will fail, of course. So in this case, very important, what is the methodology about the learning process in the particular institute? And we can check it. Is it profitable? Is it the methodology that bring you the result, the marks in the end?
Okay, so it revolves around the marks, obviously.
It's coming back again to the marks anyway, right?
So as you mentioned, so what's your insights on question-based learning? Will it work?
To be honest, we already closed 1 year helping students, Indian students, getting higher score, excel the marks. Especially, it was also big stress test for us regarding the class 10 students. So we've been glad to receive the positive feedbacks after the March and April exams, depending on the board, of course. I've been happy to help Indian students also, as I did for Latvian students many years ago. Everything starts, of course, with the knowledge. Without knowledge, there's no thinking. But it's a basic level. Next step is about how to use this knowledge. First of all, you need to understand the questions you've been asked. So if teacher asks you all the time what you remembered, what is the definition, of course you will get the answer, but you don't know how to use it. So first, to understand the question. Next one, to learn how to answer the question. And then you get the practice in your knowledge. Next level, you asking your questions. Because after the answering questions, the questions appearing about something is missing, learning gaps, maybe somewhere motivation, then it's all come together. We can not maybe guarantee, but we can understand that the result will be much, much more better.
So you're saying that question-based learning, QBL, it's having a direct impact on the marks of the students. Am I right?
This is our goal, yes, to make students not the receiving marks because they spend lots of hours.
So that's just change in methodology, not change of institution.
Memorizing, but we change their mindset. So we activating their thinking. Even the question they don't memorize, they taste. It is the high chance to answer it correctly because the practice is there, because the curiosity is there.
Even that works too. We are following question-based learning across our institutions. You are right. That have direct impact on the marks.
Yeah, okay. It's only practice. So I started my teacher career like 10 years ago, and I did the same. So my first year being keeping the plan, going through the topics and the definitions, the laws they have to keep in their mind.
Revising it.
Yeah, but I saw after 1 year it doesn't work like that. My students failed in exams, and there I started to go another way, right? So to activate them thinking, not let them out till I'm not sure that they got the idea, got the concept till the end, and bring in their practice. It was like second step, and third step being to have the feedback in more questions than I asked being asked to me.
Okay.
So it was hard time for me because I had to spend so much time to provide the answers, clearing the things, clearing the doubts, and filling the gaps. But result being like more times better. There is my common name in our culture, my Latvian language, Jānis. So Jānis Ozoliņš, for example. So if he scored like 40% in the beginning of the year of the pre-tests, so in the end it could have already 80%. So 2 times better result. I guess it's good achievement for this question-based learning.
All right. You have been explaining briefly about those things. It was really interesting. So I just want to have a simplified version of how QBL works, impacting the direct scores of students. So
I'll try to, but maybe it's not so easy to understand in the short time. This is why I always welcome anybody to the demo just to see how it works for the 40-50 minute session. So the QBL is based on the learning where we try to bring students a little bit of concept and make student fill in the gaps. So first of all, we help them to understand the question. What are the questions will be asked during the exams, during the tests? Second one, we address the questions to students, make them answer immediately, interactive way in online session. And the last part is the clearing doubts with the students. So make them ask their questions to make clear, to make the absolutely calm about no more gaps left. So everything is clear for entirely one concept for a student. Then the successful session could be closed.
That's great. So you previously has mentioned that in Latvia, that you in your place, you have followed question-based learning. So do you think it is effective?
This is, to be honest, what is my PhD about.
Wow,
so,
interesting. So you might be having oceans.
Yeah, but it's long-term research. We started with the COVID time, by the way. because COVID changed a lot of things, right? And even people mindsets, psychology. So in our case, I'm happy to see that in 5 years we brought back students again to schools, right? So I'm clearly understand that direct contact with the teacher is important thing, and it's still what we're doing in Pumpa. So we are providing the sessions. They have direct contact with the teacher who is in front of you through camera, but it's still there, the existing person, live person. And then we converted it to the practice more to make teacher bring his best to the students, and some technologies do same. So through the practicing, students being able to do it anywhere, anytime, and the result being discussed with teachers, so gaps cleared. In 5 years, we haven't been down with the grades because of COVID by using the QBL as well. And now we see the results are coming better and better, even if we compare before the COVID.
So you have just explained me about how QBL works and what was the impact it has with your students. So do you think that works with Indian students? Will it possible?
So practice makes it perfect. You're good in cricket, right? Or everybody loves cricket here in India.
Few
so
people.
Even I started.
Mostly. We can see lots of street crickets across India. People love cricket in India.
Yeah,
so it's a part of their life.
Right.
Something like that.
That's good. It's very interesting, the game, and I like to watch it on the evenings where I'm staying here. So if we take an example, the player Virat Kohli.
You are right, Virat Kohli.
Kohli, right. Sorry.
Very aggressive player of an Indian team.
Right. By the way, he's an age of mine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We have different ways, right, but we have same approaches. So when Virat had the time, he cannot deal with the off-swing balls, right? Sometimes, okay. But he haven't been escaped from the game, right?
Yes,
so
I agree.
He made a practice. He tried to do it different ways, and through some time of practice, now I guess he doesn't have this problem anyway.
From this example, I can see that sometimes when people struck, we can use this QBL into the system. Even in Latvia, as you mentioned, your students are adopted.
It works for the major amount of students we are happy about. We're still keeping in researchers, so nobody have never stopped as Virat, as Andrejs, as Jay, anyone.
Okay. Earlier, we have mentioned about Pumpa, right? So Pumpa only has QBL methodology.
For global practice, of course, it's not only our idea, or it could be a little bit different way of naming. But for India, till that time, I don't see any very close approaches, close methodologies are used in the market. So
market. When you state market, I just want to add this term. Do you think only Pumpa is the one who is using QBL, question-based learning in India, or other?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I see most of all using the concept explanations, have this lecture type sessions.
Pre-recorded videos.
Yeah, pre-recorded videos where the students just observing, trying to keep in memory, so they can do it maybe 100 times. If the exam question will be 20% different, it will be fail, I guess.
So, what do you think? A pre-recorded video works or a real-time online class works? So, which is effective? I just want to understand. That's it. This is not something I want to corner things. I just want to understand how it works.
Okay. For Pumpa, to be honest, both things are there. So for every student, if for some reason you missed live session, you have a recording.
Oh, wow.
So you can come back, or for example, this unexpected holiday is there, right?
We have a very bad weather in India. Sometimes there might be power cuts.
Right, power cuts. So I don't want to think about bad situations. But anyway, some reason student missed the session, so he is able to come back the same day, play the session, the recording, go through the same questions, and arise the doubts as well. For the students who participated live sessions, they have more.
The exposure is more.
Right.
Yeah.
So they are concentrated with the old batch. By the way, batch sizes.
Oh, now I
15
understood.
students only. Right.
Now I understood how it works.
Right.
For example, we have a conversation or we have talking about something else, but I have a doubt and just asked you. So same thing can happen in the live sessions too, right?
In the session, right?
Interesting.
Just like now.
Yeah, just like now.
If we would watch this recording with you,
It is not possible.
Yeah, we will not raise it up immediately. Of course, the technologies allows us to do it, but not the very live process, and not immediately get the answer. And if we talk about live session, usually students are more concentrated during the live session. If you watch recording, just let's say example,
They might skip too.
you watch YouTube, you watch your series, whatever. You can go to the fridge and have some drinks. So we want students to be concentrated 1 hour, full on the learning process to get best outcome.
Interesting. You shared a ocean of knowledge about Pumpa. I definitely going to recommend Pumpa to every parent in India. So I just want to understand, when you are being as a child, who helped you to crack the codes, get good marks, obtain much better grades? Now Pumpa is here to help students. What helped you? I just want to understand.
Time being a student in school, the Pumpa been not there and QBL not been there. But it's just very simple. If you got this first touch with some science, I'm a science person,
Okay.
So if knowledge is enough, at least basics, this activates somehow your curiosity. You are starting to ask question and want to know from inside how does it work.
So that's also question-based learning. So there it popped.
Yeah, it's maybe rise from the kid's mind and convert it to the kind of professional direction to understand how to help people worldwide. Maybe in my childhood I understood that, let's say, maybe it's too high mind about my mission could be to help students get their future brighter, get their chance in the field they are good in or they are interested in. So education is everything there. This starts because the age of school is the most important to not lose this interest, right? So in this case, I would like to everyone be same as I've been in childhood.
So that's changed the life of thousands of students across self-learning. So what do you think, according to you, what is a good learning process?
So good learning process is the process where students start activating their thinking. So we have to bring enough knowledge. We have to bring enough attention, motivation for students who convert the received knowledge to the questions, to the researches, to go through the, let's say, way when student behaves as a student, then he starts to think as a teacher, and then he's not only raising the question, but he's able to answer the questions.
So it's a good education at your personal level.
Yeah, good education is kind of evolution of personality.
That's impressive. I just want to understand, do you have fear of examinations?
Okay, I've been same kid as everyone and been stressful because I would say not what inspired, but who inspired.
Have you ever seen a student losing interest in studies?
Last one attempt been 100%. So student gained the result, understanding that learning process is not that hard anymore.
Parents are much more scared about examination than students.
It's 1,000 times bigger challenge for me, and I'm very happy with that.
Okay. The right method of learning could help your children get better marks, score high with Pumpa Smart Learning. An average student can become a topper with Pumpa. So book your free demo now. Get better marks and top grades with the link given below.